Hey everyone! Ready to dive into some seriously cool tips for speaking English more clearly and confidently? I mean, who doesn't want to sound awesome, right? We found this video packed with advice, but we're not just going to skim the
Yeah,
surface.
we're going deeper.
Exactly. We're going to figure out why these tips work, how they can actually level up your communication.
It's funny, we talk a lot about like grammar and vocab, but clear communication, that's powerful stuff.
Ah,
Often gets overlooked.
big time. And what's cool is this video, it's super visual, right? So we're going to make those ideas work for your ears, even if you're on a walk or, doing dishes while listening.
Love that. Audio-friendly tips.
Okay, so first up, the video is all about immersion, like surrounding yourself with English. Movies, podcasts, even eavesdropping at a cafe, why not?
Because
Yeah.
it's not just words you're picking up, it's the rhythm, the flow, the music of English.
Ah, the music. Makes sense.
Stressing words, using intonation, that's how we really convey meaning. And it's tough to get that from a textbook alone.
Like you can't learn to dance by reading about it, right? You got to feel the beat.
Exactly. When I was learning another language, I'd imitate this actor I loved, their speech patterns, everything.
Whoa, hardcore. That's dedication.
It made the sounds feel natural, not like some robotic exercise.
Okay, so speaking of exercises, the video's big on tongue twisters. You game for one.
Hit me.
All right, classic. She sells seashells by the seashore. Go ahead, give it a try.
Oh, man, that's a tough one.
But they're not just for fun, right?
No way, they're building muscle memory, literally, for your tongue and lips. She sells seashells. You're coordinating all those tiny movements.
So it's like a workout, but for your mouth. Now it makes sense.
And it's not a new idea either. Actors have used these forever to warm up, improve their diction.
So tongue twisters, they're the OG speech training. What else we got?
Tech tools. This video loves them. Websites like Forvo, you can hear native speakers say any word.
Oh, that's handy. For words you only read, but never heard out loud.
Exactly. And then apps like Elsa Speak, they give you personalized feedback on your pronunciation.
Ooh, feedback, that's key. So much to learn, it can be overwhelming, right?
Totally. So target your practice. These tools help you focus on sounds you personally need to work on.
So better to pick one and really use it than try everything at once.
Absolutely. Don't get overwhelmed. Choose one, commit to it. You'll hear the difference.
Okay, good advice. Now this next one might feel awkward. The video's all about recording yourself speaking English. Ever tried that?
All the time. Singers, actors, public speakers, we all do it. It's not about being perfect, it's awareness.
I get that. It's like hearing your voice for the first time can be a shock.
But you might notice things you're not aware of. Like, maybe you mumble sometimes.
True, or rush through certain words.
That self-awareness is gold.
So we've got listening, tongue twisters, recording ourselves. What's next?
Stress and intonation. Big one.
Okay, tell me more.
English is stress-timed. We emphasize certain words to change meaning. Like the video's example, she didn't go to the party.
Ah, emphasis. Like it's not just the words, it's the feeling you put into them.
Precisely. It's musical. Like different emphasis on the same notes creates a whole new melody. Intonation does that for speech.
So it's extra important for English learners because it can change the whole meaning.
Absolutely. Helps group words, makes it easier to understand.
Okay, got to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Now, the video mentions something called the IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet. Like, learning a few symbols can help.
People get intimidated by it, but it's just a code for sounds. Think of it that way. Lots of dictionaries use it.
So instead of guessing how a word sounds, you can look it up and know for sure.
Exactly. You don't need to learn the whole thing. A few key symbols. Huge difference. Like the th sound. Helps you with thin versus this.
Now that's useful. Okay, last tip from this section of the video, and I gotta say, it surprised me. It says to slow down when speaking English.
Right. Seems counterintuitive.
Like, shouldn't we be trying to speak faster?
But rushing can actually make you less clear. Think about it. You slur words, drop endings, your thoughts get jumbled.
Totally. I do that when I'm nervous.
Happens to everyone. Clarity is key. Slow down, articulate, let your listener keep up. It shows confidence too.
Plus, you don't have to repeat yourself a million times.
Exactly. Embrace the pause. It lets your words land.
The power of the pause. I like it. So we've covered a lot, from movies to tongue twisters.
Taking it slow.
Right. What else is in store for us in this video? Let's find out.
Welcome back, everyone. Going through those tips, it really hit me. It's not just about sounding native. It's about being a better communicator, period.
Totally. It's like language learning. It's not just the nuts and bolts. It's understanding how to use it, how to connect.
It reminded me I was traveling once, barely spoke the language, so frustrating.
Ugh, I feel that.
But then I started watching how people use body language, tone of voice. It helped a ton, even with my limited words.
It's those nuances. Words are just one part of it.
Exactly. Which brings us to the video's next tip, and it's kind of surprising. Slow down.
Right. We think faster equals fluent, but the video says too fast, and you actually hurt your clarity.
Think about it. When you rush, what happens? Words get mumbled, endings disappear, your thoughts even get messy.
Oh, so true. I'm the queen of rushing when I'm nervous.
We all do it. But remember, clarity is king, or queen in your case. Slow down. Give each sound its space. Your listener can follow, and you sound more confident.
Plus, no more repeating yourself 5 times.
Exactly. So pause. It's powerful. Breathe. Slow it down. Let those words have impact.
Love it. Okay, this next one's a bit more fun. The video suggests get ready mouth exercises.
I know, right? Sounds silly.
But I'm intrigued.
It makes sense, though. Athletes train their muscles, right? We can train ours for clear speech.
So like tongue stretches, lip buzzing, I'm picturing it hilarious.
Maybe. But seriously, it strengthens the muscles for those tough sounds.
Oh, like the teeth or that pesky R sound.
Exactly. Targeted exercises for your pronunciation weak spots.
It's like mouth physiotherapy, I'm sold. Okay, and speaking of specific sounds, let's get back to those minimal pairs we talked about earlier. Yeah, it's all coming together.
Right. Minimal pairs are awesome for fine-tuning.
I still struggle with ship versus sheep, like I know the difference, but saying it.
Super common. Minimal pairs train your ear and your tongue to make that tiny distinction.
Double whammy.
Yeah.
So how do we actually practice them?
Lots of stuff online, but you could DIY it too. Pick a sound you're bad at, find word pairs that only differ by that sound. Bit and beat, for your example.
Much more fun than just drills.
Exactly. Practice enough, and you'll hear the difference clear as day.
All right, so we've got slowing down, mouth workouts, minimal pairs. It's all about being intentional with practice.
And that brings us back to feedback from native speakers. Can't skip that.
It's so hard, though. Like, putting yourself out there is scary.
I hear you. It's vulnerable. But think of it this way. Feedback is information. It's how we grow in anything, not just language.
True. Got to have that growth mindset.
It's saying, hey, I'm willing to learn. That's powerful.
And find people who are kind about it, right?
Absolutely. Encouragement, helpful tips, celebrating your wins, that's the good stuff.
So where do we even find these feedback wizards?
Options galore these days.
No.
Language exchange online, find a partner, even a friend who's a native speaker.
The key is find what you're comfortable with.
And remember, even native speakers mess up. We're all learning.
So true. It never ends.
It's pretty cool though, right? This video, it was visual, but we've gotten so much out of it just through audio.
Like translating those ideas into a whole new way of understanding.
It makes me think of this thing I read about music and language learning. Apparently, they're super connected.
Oh, how so?
Studies are showing music training helps your language skills. Makes sense. Both have patterns, rhythm.
So maybe listening to English music counts as immersion too.
Could be. Way more fun than grammar books.
Definitely. So for our listeners on their English journey, what's the biggest takeaway from all this?
Enjoy the ride. It's not perfection. It's about progress, feeling good, connecting with people.
Beautifully said. Every step, every word, every chat, it all gets you closer.
And don't be afraid to play around. Find what you like. Most importantly, have fun.
Best advice ever. All right, that's a wrap for this part of our deep dive. Back soon with more.
You know, thinking back on all this, that idea of feedback as a gift, it's really stuck with me. It's so easy to get in our own heads or worry about messing up. But if we can flip that, see it as a chance to improve, it changes everything.
Totally. And it goes way beyond just pronunciation, right? It's that growth mindset we're always talking about, but applied to, well, life.
When you're open to feedback, you're saying, hey, I want to learn. That's powerful stuff.
Absolutely. So we've covered a ton in this deep dive. Immersion, tongue twisters, even mouth exercises. Wow.
It's been a wild ride. We've talked about apps, recording yourself, that IPA thing.
Slowing down, minimal pairs. It really shows there's no one right way to improve, is there?
Nope. What works for me might not work for you. Got to find your own groove and make it fun. If it feels like a chore, you won't stick with it.
True. And remember, progress takes time. Don't beat yourself up if you don't sound perfect overnight.
It's like anything worth learning, consistency is key. You'll get there, step by step.
What I find so cool is how all these tips, they kind of weave together. It's not just separate tricks. It's building a deeper understanding of how English works.
You got it. It's like instead of memorizing rules, you start to get a feel for the language.
Yeah, like learning an instrument. At first, it's all awkward finger positions.
But you practice, and suddenly it's like your fingers know where to go.
You develop that musical ear, and the same with the language. The more you're in it, the more it becomes part of you.
Absolutely. So to all our listeners out there on this English learning adventure, be patient with yourselves. Celebrate those small wins.
Don't be afraid to try stuff, find what clicks for you, and most importantly, have a blast doing it.
Couldn't agree more.
And that, my friends, is a wrap on our deep dive into speaking English clearly and confidently. We had a great time exploring these ideas with you. It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep those conversations flowing.